You've got some interesting characters here at the Bulldogs, and obviously I noticed last year something that stood out to me is you seem to have a handshake with every single one of them. Is that true? Like,
Yeah.
pretty close to all of the squad?
Yeah, pretty close to everyone.
How do you remember them all?
Oh, it's probably like significant to each person. Most of those boys, I only have one handshake with them, and they don't have a handshake with anyone else, and they still forget it. It's actually really cool. Something like a little culture connection piece for myself, just to connect with the boys as well. I had a handshake with like Nathan Cleary when I was coming through the Panthers system, and I found it very cool, like very exciting that I've got a handshake with one of the best players, and hopefully I can inspire one of the younger boys and have that connection with them and make them feel welcome and special into the group as well. And everyone's got a voice as well, so making them feel comfortable is very important.
I think that shows your leadership, and obviously you were captain of the year last year, and from what I read, that was the first time you've ever captained a team in your life. Like, so how did you take to it like a duck to water so easily?
Oh, at the start, I found it very hard trying to lead the boys, and I'll be honest with you, I kind of lost myself at the start, just trying to please everyone and trying to lead the others, and I kind of like started losing myself in that, and it was a mad lesson for myself to lead myself before I can lead the team, and I was very lucky, especially to have Ciro to sit down and have those honest conversations and talking to me about where I can get better in that, and I think at the end of the day, it's just attacking it and being myself as well. Throughout the whole year, it was a massive lesson for myself, learning how to conduct myself in and around training, on the field, and when to use my voice and things like that. It's very cool, and I'm very excited for this year to hopefully go bigger and better.
When people talk about your time at Penrith, you know, they say that guy at Penrith who kind of wasn't amongst those leaders in terms of some of the great leaders you had of that team, to the guy you've turned into at Canterbury, kind of different guys. What do you think is the biggest difference between yourself as a Canterbury captain and as a Penrith player?
When I was at the Panthers, I gravitated to those boys, like Nathan, Romy, all the senior boys. I didn't talk as much back then because we had those bigger names. I was definitely just like a sponge and just learning off them, and to come to this club and lead these boys, I'm very lucky that where I come from, I learned from probably the best leaders in and around the game. And yeah, it's just my time at the Panthers. I look back at it now, it's just learning to be the best leader I can, and the best version of myself too.
There was this great moment last year, and I don't know if you remember this, but it was the King's birthday game, and the cameras kind of caught you talking to Connor Tracy and Blake Wilson, telling them about what we're out to run and talking tactics.
Yeah. We were trying to do a play, and it didn't work the first time.
We play the ball. Marty went the right. Man and Sexton. Tracy dummy. Wilson angled back and field.
Just remember myself just telling the boys to back themselves and run the same play, and this time just execute it.
Man turns it for Sexton. They're moving again. Tracy, speed again. Away to Wilson. Wilson! What a try.
We ended up scoring to win the game too, so that just wasn't on me. It was on CT and Blake Wilson to have the confidence to run it back, but yeah, just the confidence I probably gave them to run the same play and do it again.
It was a terrific season for the Dogs, a lot to celebrate, but of course you guys were probably upset to crash out when you did in week 1 of the finals. What was the feeling amongst the group then?
Yeah, very heartbroken, and I think the biggest thing was because majority of that game we were probably on top. It wasn't until the last 7 minutes where we lost the game. Hopefully this year we get back to the same stage and we get to the same play and same minutes in the game and know how to lock off the game and close the game off. And especially with our young team, it's just all about taking those lessons in and learning from our mistakes throughout the game.
How do you continue the progress for the Dogs as opposed to, you know, we see teams sometimes have great years and then go backwards?
Oh, I think the pre-season is the biggest thing. Taking out some bad habits throughout the pre-season and building that hard-working team culture and being happy at training as well, and having a safe place at training to fail and learning from it is very important, and just having that all-in mentality.
As captain of this team, what's your expectations? What do you want for the Dogs this year?
Just consistency. The cliche answer is to win a comp. Everyone's chasing the same thing, but you break it down to the smallest thing, and you break it down to your days, to your diet, gym sessions, field sessions, each and every day. We don't want to look too far ahead, and just taking it day by day, and when games roll around, we'll be ready to go. And as a team captain, leading myself is very important too. So not just telling the boys what to do, but doing it myself first before letting the boys figure it out themselves too.
A great year for the Dogs, also a great year for your former team. the Panthers, went on to win the competition again. What was it like to watch it this time around?
Yeah, I was actually at the game with a few of the boys. Me and Spencer went down to the game, and Bizzo got us tickets behind their bench, so it was very special. And it was good to see the boys go out and win another comp. It just shows how hardworking they are and the type of club the Penrith Panthers are.
It was obviously a big risk for you to up and leave the Panthers. Obviously, such a successful club, to come to the Dogs. Like, how do you look back on it, that decision?
Oh, I'm a massive believer in everything happens for a reason, and I think ever since coming, I wouldn't be the player I am right now without making that big decision. It was a big one for myself and my family, and I think I've landed at the perfect club, and I wouldn't have probably got this far expanding my game and taking my leadership to a new level. And I'm loving the Lebanese food too, so it's been probably one of the best decisions I've made in my career, and always looking for the best too, so it's good.